Everyone, I know it's been a while since I've made like a really decent video, just kind of an update about something that I'm doing around here at the house and kind of edited it and put it together. But the main reason is because I've been studying my butt off for almost 2 weeks straight. I have been getting lessons every single day from my teacher at the Japanese language school in Onamichi. I won't go into the details of all that, but basically, 8 o'clock in the morning exactly, through Google Classroom, I get a bunch of new work to do for that day. And just to give you an idea of how much work they're sending me, a typical lesson takes 5 to 7 days to do. So Monday through Friday, you're supposed to cover one lesson, and it's about 50 to 70 vocabulary words and a few pages of classwork and then a couple of pages of homework. Normally, like I said, 1 week, but they've been sending that to me every single day. So I get 1 week's worth of classwork and homework every single day in one day. So I've been really, really busy trying to get all that stuff done every day. It's frying my brain, and I don't have really much time to do anything else other than sleep. And even then, doing that consistently has been difficult for me. So I apologize because this year it's been tough between my health issue, going in the hospital for almost 2 months, and being restrained financially, and now with the study locking me down. It seems like everything is just kind of grinding me to a halt here at the house, at the Kominka. But there is one little thing that I'm doing today, and it's a precursor to something that I'm gonna do soon, as soon as I get another moment. But because the temperature, it's been getting really cold, of course, but today as well as yesterday and the next couple of days, the temperature has gone up. It's gone up a little bit. And because of that, I decided to take that opportunity to get something done to help keep this room warm. And that's what I wanted to show you today. And then after that, I'm going to do something else. Glenn, who is one of my longtime subscribers and a friend of mine now, he's been out here to the house. He's helped me out. Even when I was in the hospital, he's done a lot of stuff to help me out. He brought me this really cool device that I'm going to be using. It's basically like a thermal camera. You connect it to your smartphone, and then you can see the different temperatures in the room and the hot and cold temperatures. So I can literally see where I'm losing heat, where the cold air is getting in, where the heat is escaping. But before I do that, first of all, I wanted the temperature outside to be cold so that I could turn the heat on inside, and then with the cold outside, it would be easier for me to see what are the spots I really need to seal up and insulate, right? And so now is a good time to do that. But before the temperature drops again, I'm putting a little bit more insulation, kind of some thermal paper, some like a aluminum style thermal paper on the outside in some areas that kind of need it. And then in a couple of days, I'll get the thermal camera and check and see where the heat is getting out and where the cold is getting in. But let's take a quick look at what I'm doing on the outside. It's very simple, but basically I'm just tagging up some of this paper. Let's go take a look. I'm using these simple push pin tacks. Let's go out. Close this to the room. Back up here a little bit so you can see. Of course, this is the main room that I keep closed. It's roughly... This room is a perfect square, just like all the rooms here. It's 4 meters by 4 meters squared all the way around. So each of these Fusuma doors is basically about 1 meter, and I've got the whole room enclosed with 16 of these doors. And right now, I'm on the other side. On this side of the bedroom, I've never been able to really put up any plastic or anything to seal this door over here because I have these two large pieces of furniture that are in the way. So this part right here has been one of the biggest problems with letting the heat out, letting the heat escape, and allowing the cold air to get in. My bed is right here, in this corner, and sometimes when I lie down and I'm facing this direction, I can feel the cold air coming in on my face, and if I'm facing the other way, I can feel it hitting me in the neck. So this is basically what I'm doing. Let me show you this. You probably remember this from one of my older videos. This is just from Daiso. Essentially some aluminum thermal sheeting. See that right there? It is 90 centimeters wide and 180 centimeters tall, roughly 3 feet by 6 feet. And that's not quite as big as the Fusuma doors, but it is tall enough to reach from this wood here down to the floor. So it's tall enough. It's just not quite wide enough. You can see right there, it's not quite wide enough to cover, one whole door. So I did 1.5 here, and I stopped here just so you can see. Essentially what I'm doing here is using these push pins to pin this aluminum thermal paper up, and I've got the metal side facing in, because the side that you want to reflect, that's what you want to put in or out, whatever side you want to reflect. Now, to me, the optimal thing to do is to put this in here, put this here reflecting in to keep the heat in, and then put one layer of the bubble wrap here, and then put another reflective layer facing this way out, just like I did with my bathroom floor and what I'm planning to do with the other floors. That way it will create a way to reflect the temperature from the outside and reflect the temperature on the inside, as well as give it a little layer of air on the inside with the bubble wrap, and that would create a much more effective insulation barrier. But for right now, this is just what I'm going to do temporarily, just put up these two sheets. And I would like to go ahead and put up the bubble wrap too, and then another sheet on the outside. However, like I said, I've got a lot of homework to do, and this will just take too long, take too much of my day. I've already done some other things today. Michael, if you're watching this video, I shot this the same day that you visited. Another friend of mine, Michael, he visited with his son earlier this morning. And so I visited with them for a few minutes, and while I was waiting for them to get here, I did some stuff outside that I needed to do. I burned some stuff, some trash, some old clothes, and did some cleaning and sweeping and stuff like that. So it needed to be done. I'm glad to get it done, but like I said, I've got a lot of homework to do and study to do, and I need to get that done. So I just wanted to get this up real quick and share it with you, give you a little update, so there's something you can see what's going on around here. And then after I get this pinned down, I'll just get back to my Japanese studies. This is not real complicated stuff. Very, very simple. Not a long-term solution. The plastic that I put up, I used a lot of tape. When I put it up last year, I used a lot of tape and some staples. But I decided this time, you know what, I can just use push pins. And the reason is because since it's temporary, putting in staples, it makes it harder to get out and remove later on. And I think damages the wood a little bit more than I want to do. Just using the push pins, you can see that I'm putting it directly into the paper of the Fusuma door, and it's working, it's staying, and I think that's good enough. Some of you probably might think this is not a good seal. Well, yeah, it's not a great seal, but I do believe that I do believe that the this reflective paper, reflective aluminum foil paper is going to help a lot to enable me to use less kerosene or electric heating, save some electricity. That's the thing. I don't want to be spending, I can't be spending a lot of money on anything. And if I'm losing, oh, that one came out. If I'm losing heat, I can't trap it in there, then I wind up spending a lot more on kerosene in a month than I can really afford. And it's the same thing with the electricity. My electric bill goes up here way too much if I can't find a way to improve the efficiency of the heating. Okay. Okay, so there we go. Not real complicated. This part right here is kind of weird because it goes in and it's open. So later on, I'm just going to grab a little tape and put some tape right there to help close that in. But right now, it's not a big deal. You can see where I've just pinned it all the way across and all the way down. And instead of using more tacks on the floor, I just put 2 in the corners there, and then I put these shelves here. Over here, I'm gonna continue tacking these all the way down, and then just put something down there, maybe like this picture frame to hold it down on the floor. Okay, that was quick and easy. Finished. And like I said, I can't really get over there right now. I need to finish getting these cleaned out. There's a lot of clothing in here. And this one also has a ton of futons, a lot more futons. If I can get all these taken out, then maybe these will be light enough for me to move. I would much prefer to have somebody here to help me move these, but it's not a huge priority right now. And there's something I didn't point out. If you look behind here, there are a lot more Fusuma sliding doors leaned up back here, so I think that helps add a little bit to the insulation from the cold air getting in and keeping some of the hot air out. I'm sure you can see some cracks. Yeah, you can see the light through there. So there is a little bit of heat getting out here and cold air getting in. So it would be nice to get some of this insulation up here and pin it across. But for now, I think this is enough. You can't see it right now, but I did add some weather stripping to this particular Fusuma sliding door just on the other side of this insulation, and it's butted up against the wood here. There was a big gap. It was not level. This door here is not level, so whenever I would close it, there was more than an inch here of a gap, and the air was just flowing straight in. So I put the insulation in, but there was still a gap because it wasn't just sitting flush against that post. And so I took a piece of wood, and I can actually show you from the other. Whoops. Okay, it's a little messy in here right now, so I apologize for that. Close this. There's my study corner right over there. I'm in the middle of the grammar, and they're doing the counting, so I've got to practice my counting. But I've got several layers of blankets and stuff here to help keep me warm. This is my heating setup right now. I have the kerosene heater right in the center of the room, and I've got this little fan on top. The heat from the heater actually causes this fan to run, so it runs on that energy. I don't have to connect it to electricity, but directly above the heater, I now have this ring light fan. It's got the LED lights around it, but in the center it has a small fan with 3 speeds, and that's helping to blow the heat back down into the room, and it helps to keep the heat circulating down around here where the living space is. So the lower you get down to the ground, the cooler. If you were to lay down on the floor, you'd feel how cool the air is down there. And I realized that when I would lie down on the bed, it was much cooler than when I was standing up. So getting this put up just a couple of weeks ago has been a big help. I would like for the fan to be a little bigger, but for some reason ceiling fans in Japan are just way overpriced. And this one here was about, I think, 5,600 yen, maybe 6,000 yen. And it's pretty cool. It's got a remote control. And I don't have to, I reach up here and touch anything. I can use the remote for the light and for the fan. Very handy. But this is what I was going to show you. Where I was just at a moment ago, on the other side of this door, that's where I was putting the insulation, so that thermal insulation is here and here. And you see this piece of wood that I have here. I just put that in a couple of hours ago, right after Michael and his son left. And the reason I had to do that is because this door, if you can see it, there's up here and over here. Maybe I can zoom in. Can I zoom in? Oh no, I guess not. You can see how over here and over here, it's way out of level, right? This door is not square. And so it wouldn't fit perfectly against this post. And when I would be in bed or lying down, I could feel the cold air just coming in. So I put this weather stripping. That's what this color is here. Between the dark wood of the Fusuma door and the post, you can see this right here. That is the weather stripping that I got. I just got this really thick. It's a good inch thick and an inch wide weather stripping. So I just peeled the paper off of it, and it's got one side that's sticky. And I stuck that to the sliding door and then closed it. But because the door isn't square, there was still a gap at the top that would get smaller as it went down. So from here up to here, there was a substantial amount of cold air coming in, and it's been like that up until recently. Even after I put the weather stripping in, it wasn't sitting flush against the post. Still a lot of cold air coming in. But I've solved that today by, first of all, putting this here so that it mashes that door and weather stripping all the way against the post, seals it shut. And then secondly, by putting the aluminum thermal insulation paper on the other side just now. So I believe that this was the biggest thing that was causing me to lose a lot of the heat from the room. But in a few days, when the temperature drops and gets back down to negative whatever, right now the temperature during the day is actually getting up to around 10 to 13 degrees. And at night, I think it's going to be not quite freezing. But what I really wanted was for the temperature outside to be really cold and for me to have nice heat going like this on the inside, and then use that thermal camera to check for the main spots in this room from the inside and the outside, so that I can figure out what I need to seal and what I need to move around or whatever. And I'm also interested to see what am I losing, if anything, through the floor. Am I losing my heat through the floor, or is there cold air coming out through the floor? Because right now I've got the one big piece of carpet that covers the entire floor, but it's sitting right on top of the tatami, and the tatami is sitting right on top of the wood. There's no other insulation under there, so it would be annoying if I had I had to go ahead and take up all of this stuff to put down insulation. There's too much stuff to take out and put in. So I'm interested to see just how the room overall is losing heat and taking in cold air, and I'll be recording that so you can check it out. But we'll give you a quick update on a couple of things. One is related to what we're talking about already with the living space here and the insulation and keeping the room warm. And the second thing is just to give you a heads up about what's coming for me and my schedule. And let me come over here and sit down. Maybe it will be a little bit better for all of you if I... Yeah, that's better. Okay. Man, I think that this camera looks so much nicer than my other one. And right now, I'm even using the selfie camera. It seems that even the selfie camera on this phone is superior, so much more better, or so much more better, so much better than the other one that I was using. It's just really great. For those of you who don't know, I was able to upgrade my phone to a OnePlus 9 Pro. This is a phone that came out 2 years ago, and it's an excellent phone that does 8K, 4K, and lots of other cool features, much higher quality, better performance, and all of that. Huge storage. It has the 256 gigabytes of storage and everything. But the reason I mention that is because I can't afford to get even this phone, because this phone, 2 years old, used, is still like 50,000 yen, several $100s. But not only was I able to find one cheaper, I was able to get it with my Mercari card. Mercari approved me for credit line, so I'm able to pay about 4,000 yen a month for this phone. Big help, really big help for me. And it's not just about the video thing and all of that. It's about the fact that my other phone had such small storage space, and it's like a first generation 5G phone, so it was causing every app that I used to just be super slow. The phone was running really slow. It was constantly running out of space and running out of memory and things like that. So streaming live, doing videos for you guys, and even doing basic tasks and simple things like I want to send a message to somebody, and the apps would just freeze and crash. And another thing is that sometimes I take pictures with that phone, and it's the strangest thing. I'll see something when I'm out, and I'll take a picture of it, and then later on when I go to look for the picture, it's gone. It doesn't save it. It's the dumbest thing. I've never had a phone that would do that, but that phone just... It helped me because it was better than the last one that I had, which was also a POS. But I'm just tired of using equipment that I don't want to use. My last two good phones were OnePlus phones. I used the OnePlus 3, and then I got the OnePlus 6T, and now the one I'm using right here is the OnePlus 9 Pro. I don't want to use anything but OnePlus. I'm a OnePlus guy. If I could get sponsored videos by them, that would be great. But they don't have any bloatware. Anyway, the thing is, as far as the room and the insulation and stuff, I don't want to actually stay in this room. I don't want this room to be the main bedroom, primarily because I need to do some work under the house, under the floor. I need to take these floorboards out and fix the problem under the house where the water is running through and causing all the erosion. I'm thinking that I will cap the pipe in the back where the water's coming down and going under the house. There's a pipe, and I think that I'll just cap that. I know that it's going to cause the water to back up in the field behind the house, but it's probably better that it backs up out there instead of going under the house. Once I get that capped, what I'm going to do, what I'm thinking about doing is filling in that hole there with some gravel, concrete, and then when I get under the house, I can fill that in with soil and pack it in and it you haven't seen it in a video yet, but there's a lot of erosion under the house, and it really needs to be filled in. So I want to get that filled in and packed down tight, and then I want to put in a couple of concrete pads and add some supports underneath the house. And once all that's done, then these middle rooms, this one and the one behind it, will be stable, secure, and can be used again. But until all of that stuff is happening and finished, I need to have my living space in another area. So I'm thinking about making that in the irori room, or maybe even connecting the ginkan with the irori room, closing all that in, insulating it, and then making that my main living area. So that's the main thing. Apart from setting up a temporary sewage system here and fixing the bathroom so that I have a working sink and bathtub and toilet. So those are the main things that I'm going to be focused on here. I'm really hoping that I can do that. My health is not perfect, but I will say that I feel much better recently. And like today, Michael and his son came, and I was so happy to see them. It was great to have somebody out here. I haven't had a visitor in a long time to my house. Sometimes my neighbors stop by to check on me. It's very nice. Whenever they see me outside, when they're driving by, they always stop and ask me, "How's your leg? How's your health? Are you okay?" They're so sweet. And I was able to, a friend of mine recently sent some coffee from Louisiana. It's actually a Louisiana company that makes coffee. And he sent it to me just at Christmas. So I got it on the 26th. I gathered a lot of those. He sent me a ton of stuff. I wasn't expecting all of that, but I gathered a lot of that coffee, and I took it to my neighbor. So the grandma and the great grandma were there, and they were so happy to receive the coffee. And I asked her, I said, "You like coffee, right?" And she said, "Daisuki, daisuki." She loves coffee. So that's really great that she really likes coffee, because that's one of the gifts you can't go wrong with, I think, in Japan. You get somebody some coffee, it should go off well. Most people here are big on coffee. I don't know where you're from, but if you're American, chances are you like coffee or you love coffee. But even if you don't like coffee, you probably know that America has a coffee culture, and Japan is. I was going to say they're not far behind, but they might even be kind of ahead in that, simply because they have coffee everywhere and tons of different options, and even some things here that I just realized recently that they're not even offering in the U.S. Several friends of mine, they haven't heard about some of the things that we have here. So some differences between Asia and the U.S. in the way of drinks and coffee. But anyway, so that's kind of update recently. But as far as it relates to my health, as long as I can keep improving and getting better and getting over this tumor that I've got, then I believe that my strength will continue to improve. My anemia will lessen, and then it will help my energy. My strength will go up, and I'll be able to get some more stuff done here at the house, because I really do believe it's within my skill level to get these rooms set up to where I can comfortably stay there and even have guests. Get the pipes set up, get a temporary septic system built, get the toilet, the sink, the bathtub, all of that ready to go. And I do believe that I can do all that. It's just been a matter of physically being able to do it and having the time and some of the money. There are still some things I need to buy. But I will say that while I had the opportunity, I got some of the big budget items, like the bathtub and the toilet and some other materials. Evelyn gave me a sink. She was very sweet to give me I guess a kind of a housewarming gift from IKEA. It's a nice white porcelain sink, and it matches the toilet and the bathtub perfectly. So all of the things that I was able to get, they match perfectly. The bathroom is going to be really awesome whenever it gets ready. When Jake was here, he helped me with the floor. So really, all that needs to be done now is a little bit of insulation work, finish the floor, like do some finish work on the floor, put up put up a wall, a new door, and some curtains over the windows, and then of course the piping for the and the plumbing for the sink, the toilet, and the bathtub. But I'm really hoping I can get that done soon because it's difficult when you're here and you can't take a shower, take a bath, or use a toilet or anything like that. Obviously, if you have to do more than just pee, then it's difficult with just a squatter, especially with the temperature like this. So yeah, just one of those things. But anyway, the only other thing that I wanted to share with you basically is that yes, I am studying Japanese. This right here is a notebook. the camera is trying to, it's blurring it. Okay, that's a little better. It's trying to guess what is my face and what's not. I think I've got it on full auto mode, which I normally don't do, but for now it's fine. This is my first notebook that I started using with my Japanese study. It was basically completely full within a week. It's 30 pages, and I use front and back, so 60 pages front and back. And now I've got a new notebook that I'm working on. This is what I'm working on right now. And here's what's going on. Because I was out of the classes for the first month and a half or so, obviously I'm a little behind. And when I go back to classes, I need to be as prepared as possible for what they're studying. So what they decided to do was have me do online lessons through Google Classroom, and I get those every single day. Sunday is the only day that I get off. But because I have so much work to do and I'm a little behind right now, I'm not really going to have a Sunday off, I think. Not really. So I'm about 1.5 lessons behind right now. So either maybe Friday, I think I'll be able to get 2 lessons done and I'll get myself caught up. I've got to go to the hospital again tomorrow, so that's going to keep me kind of behind. But the reason I'm telling you all this is because the classes in the classroom, the students are actually on break right now because of the holiday, and they'll go back on January 8th. And the teacher wants me to be in that classroom on January 8th, actually in Onomichi. So starting January 8th, Monday through Friday, I'll be actually in the classroom 3.5 or so hours a day, all of those days. And during that week, my plan is initially at least to be staying in my van, sleeping in my van, so that I'm not driving back and forth in this winter weather. So I'll drive down to Onomichi, I'll go to classes on Monday, stay the night all the way till Friday, and then my plan is to come back here to Toyosaka at the Kominka, and hopefully between studies on the weekends I'll be able to get some stuff done here. That's what I'm hoping. So my health needs to continue to improve for me to be able to do all of these things. But if I don't post something for a while, or you don't hear from me for a while, I know that I don't technically owe anybody anything, but I feel like I should apologize if I'm not able to get anything posted, because a lot of you helped get me to where I am right now, and not just what I've done here at the house, but even in my health and recovering and feeling better. You've supported me in many ways. Many of you have supported me with words, with money, with your time. I mean, heck, some of you have taken the train over here to see me and help me out. Some of you have flown over here, and sent things to me. Some of you even sent things. I've got a box out there that I just received. I mentioned to you I received from a friend of mine just a couple of days ago, and or yesterday, actually, and it's amazing that people help me out like that so much. And another one of my subscribers just yesterday sent me $100 through PayPal, and just random Merry Christmas and it had a nice message on it. I haven't had time to reply yet. So if you're watching this video, I saw your gift to me and I appreciate it so much. I really do. I was surprised and shocked by it, but I do appreciate it. I just want you to know that I haven't had the proper time to send you a good reply, and thank you for that. But I did see it, and it's definitely appreciated, and I also need it. When I go back to the hospital tomorrow for my next appointment, one of the things I have to talk to them about is setting up a payment plan for what I owe them during my hospital stay. Because overall, that came out to around $1,800 or so. And they're going to let me pay it out, but I have to set up some kind of payment plan with them. And I'm not making a lot of money. So, it's a challenge for me right now. So for those of you who have supported me in any form, thank you very much. And I hope you all had a great Christmas, and that the new year coming up will be even better than this year. It was a tough year for me. And I think maybe in a few days, hopefully I'll have some time. I get caught up on my work, and then this weekend, if I do the thermal camera video, and I have some extra time, then I'll make a video talking about this year and kind of a look back about everything that's happened, and discuss goals for next year and where I hope to be a year from now. Maybe we can do like a New Year's video. That would be nice. But Christmas here was not bad. I will say that there were a couple of points on Christmas Day where I felt a little down, and I had to find ways to kind of cheer myself up. But I was able to stop by the hospital and give them a couple of small gifts as kind of a thank you for what they've done for me this year and how much they've helped me. And my counselor, her name is Yonazawa-san. She has helped me so much, along with other people. But the two people that really helped me out the most this year with my health, okay, and some other things, but primarily with my residency and my health, are Yonazawa-san, my counselor at the hospital in Hiroshima, and Saori Sensei, my friend and Japanese tutor from Saijo, Hiroshima. They've both been like guardian angels for me, and I wish that I had the financial means to give them better gifts that they really deserve, because in your whole life you'll come across a few people here and there that just do wonderful, amazing things for you. And just like Saori Sensei, Yonazawa-san, and my friend Michael from Guangzhou in China, he sent the money for my tuition. And there's a long list of other people too that have helped me out here and there. But this year, I wouldn't have been able to get through it with my health and my residency issue without a few key people. And I really wish that I could do more for them to show my appreciation. But it seems that the main thing that they really want from me is to do my best to get better and really succeed in school. And for that, I just can't be grateful enough. I can't express my gratitude enough for them and people like them. But anyway, I'm sorry for rambling on. But if any of this stuff is not interesting, I'm sure that some of you have already clicked away. But those of you who are following me or know me a little bit better, I'm sure you're happy to listen to all this and get the update about what's going on in my life and whatever. There's a lot going on right now. Christmas time is always an emotional time for me because it's my favorite time of the year, but I often seem to find myself completely alone unless I personally make some type of effort to go out and connect with people or go somewhere and do something. It's sad because, I in some ways I do like the idea of being able to come into a house that is completely, clean and organized and livable and warm, and has friends and family together and eating together and stuff like that. But it just doesn't work out that way for everybody all the time, and it hasn't been that way for me for a really long time. So, I'm just doing the best I can with what I have, and I hope that for those of you out there who sometimes feel like I do, where it just seems difficult sometimes, and you wonder, what am I doing? Am I doing the right thing? Am I just spinning my wheels, or what's the point of what I'm doing, or whatever? Just do your best to let go of those negative emotions. Force yourself to do something that puts you in a better mood. And on Christmas Day, one of the things that I did to help myself get in a better mood was to give a few little simple gifts to people at the hospital, the staff, and then listen to some music that was really uplifting and cheerful, that made me feel good. And some of them I put on repeat just because, I liked the way they were making me feel, so I just put them on repeat. And sometimes the only person who can cheer you up is you. So, and I do believe that the only one that can make you happy is yourself. Happiness comes from inside. So having a relationship, or having a girlfriend or boyfriend, a husband or wife, or a nice house or whatever, is no guarantee of happiness. Because if you're not happy, if you're not a really genuinely happy person on the inside, then no person is going to be able to fix that for you. You got to fix it for yourself. So if I can do it, I know that you can. And that's really pretty much it. Thank you for sticking around in this video for so long. Hopefully it wasn't rambling, but I haven't updated in a while, so I apologize for that. But for now, that's it. In a few days, look for the thermal camera update and New Year's discussion. Old year gone, New Year on the way. Maybe we'll do a live. That might be the best. Maybe I'll schedule a live video and separate the thermal camera into another video. That would be better. I'll shoot the thermal camera video, post that, and then we'll do a live video so we can chat together. If you watch this video all the way to this point, let me know where you're at. That way I'll know your time zone and what time you think would be a good time for us to do a live chat. And what I'll try to do is tailor my live chat time that seems to fall within the best time for you guys. Even if it's at a really late hour for me, if that's when most of you are available, I'm willing to alter my sleeping schedule a little bit so that we can be together and have a nice New Year's discussion. That's it for now. Love you very much. Thank you. Arigato gozaimasu. And, じゃあね。